arsenic, lead, and copper sulfate. These are the common poisons which are in your syllabus. So today we will learn about the copper sulfate poison. So this is the second slide, the introduction of the copper sulfate poisoning. Metallic copper is not a poisonous and it is raw in form. You will see the picture. Now you are seeing the picture in the bottom of this slide, the copper sulfate, raw copper sulfate. It is not poisonous, but some of its salts are poisonous. When it becomes in raw form, then the salts of it becomes very poisonous to the human body. The two most commonly salts known as copper sulfate, blue white oil. This is also called blue white oil in the other English common language, called as a blue white oil. Other white oil is the H2SO4, sulfuric acid, white oil. This is called blue white oil. The sulfate of the blue white oil, Neela Tutiya, that is called in a very common language, Hindi or Urdu, Neela Tutiya. That is also written in the books. Neela means blue, which occurs in the large blue crystals, has a metallic taste. When you taste the raw copper sulfate, it is very pure and metallic in taste. In small doses, it acts as a emetic. It also given as a medicine to emit out the other poisons. It also given as an antidote in other poisons to take out all the poisons. It's small doses. It is when it is not in the you cannot say that it is not act as a poison in very small doses. It is used as a medicine to emit out all other poisons. Also used as an antidote of some poisons. But in large doses, it acts as an irritant. It is in the main heading. It is in the irritant poison. In the irritant poison, there are metallic, non-metallic, vegetable origin, plant origin, and other poisons are all included in the irritant poison. They irritate the gut or bowel. So they are included in the irritant poisons. Irritant metallic poisons, copper sulfate. In the large doses, it irritates the GI. Copper subacetate, the other salt, is called a copper subacetate. The subacetate occurs in the bluish green mass. It is mixed, not a pure green, but bluish green mass or a powder. It is formed by the action of the vegetables' acids on copper cooking vessels, which are not properly timed. In the olden days, the people timed the utensils with copper utensils timed with the in the common language, kali karate. Kali karana, that is called tining the copper utensils, because it also called the chronic poisoning. A very small dose daily goes in the body by using the copper utensils. So it called acute on chronic poisoning. Someday acute poisoning occurs on chronic poisoning. That is called. So in the olden days, people used to tine the vessels, which are not when the utensils are not properly tined. So the utensils may cause copper poisoning, copper subacetate poisoning, because it's commonly used to make the copper utensils. Nowadays, the utensils are stainless steel form and the aluminum form. They are replaced by these metals. Distribution in the nature, it is widely distributed in the nature and it is nutritionally essential element. Copper is needed in the body, but in very, very, very micrograms, nanograms. It is used in the it's needed by the human body, but very, very minute quantity. Organ meat, nuts, seafood, they are rich in the dietary sources of the copper, which is very minute quantity. Food, beverages, drinking water are potential sources of excessive exposure, where the copper present in the soil the wells, deep wells, in the soil, in the crops, drinking water, beverages, foods. So it is, the persons are exposed where there is large amount present in the soil in some areas of the portion of the land. Copper exposure also may occur in the miners or welders, where the mining industries or in the welders, where they cut the metal, where they weld the metal, commonly day-to-day life, they are very much exposed to these copper shields, metallic shields, or mining industry where the copper is extracted from the mines. So they are very much exposed to the poisoning, acute or chronic poisoning, commonly chronic poisoning, very minor dose gather in the body, and someday acute and chronic poisoning occurs. So these workers, these welders are very exposed to the chronic poisoning. Distribution in the body. Copper is transported in serum, where it is initially bound to the albumin and later or more firmly to the cerebellar plasm, 93%. So it is bind with the cellular plasmin, 93%. Later more firmly bind to the cellular plasm. Initially bind to the albumin, then bind to the cellular plasm, 93%. Major amount of the copper is stored in the liver and bone marrow. If excessive gathered in the body, then poisoning occurs, overdosage. The bile is the normal excretory pathway. Excretory pathway is the bile. It excretes through bile. So when there is stones are formed in the biliary system, the gallbladder, the major contains the copper. The stones contain the copper and other metals also. Function of the copper: it is constituent of the several enzyme system. It is constituent of the oxidase enzymes, cytochrome oxidase, which has a major role in the iron absorption. It is also part of the enzymes superoxide dismutase, which deoxifies the free radicals. This mutase, superoxide dismutase, is a part of enzyme which deoxifies the free radicals. So it is part of the function of the enzymes in the body. Deficiency of the copper may result in hypochronic microcytic anemia. The red blood cells may be low in the iron quantity or copper quantity and become small in microcytic. So that is anemia is called. The deficiency of copper may result in, because this metal is also necessary as the major portion of the iron is necessary to function the RBC, the normal functions, the physiological functions. So deficiency of the copper, you may also see the hypochromic microcytic anemia. Mode of action of the copper sulfate: it is a powerful inhibitor of the enzymes. All the body enzymes are, it causes a powerful inhibition of all the enzymes in the body. It inhibits detoxification of the certain free radicals. Large doses of the copper consumed accidentally or intentionally may cause severe hemolysis, resulting in acute liver or renal failure. So large doses, like in the poisoning, consumed accidentally due to given or taken homicidally or suicidally or accidentally, and other for other foodstuffs or drinks accidentally consumed, or in the intention of the homicide it is given intentionally, may cause severe hemolysis of the RBCs, resulting in acute liver or renal failure. Acute poisoning. Now the poisoning starts. Sign and symptoms. The sign and symptom commence within 15 to half an hour. 15 minutes to half an hour. Metallic taste, starting from metallic taste in the mouth, increased salivation, thirst, burning in the stomach, colicky abdomen pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and collapse. The usual effects of any irritant poisons. Any irritant metallic poisons cause these: colicky abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, collapse, and these are the usual effects of all the metallic poisons. The vomited matter you may see due to the color of the copper acetate or copper sulfate, green or blue, and must be distinguished from the bile or bilious vomit. Bilious vomit also have a light greenish or a yellowish color. you must differentiate the color of the vomitus with the other bilious vomitus. So it may be a green, light green or light blue in color. This is the urine sample, contains the copper. The bile, when you see the bile in the urine, it may be a yellowish in color. Fetal dose 15 to 30 grams. 15 to 30 grams are the fetal dose of in an adult human, which may show the fertility in the human beings, may cause death. That is called a fetal dose. Or may not cause death, but could cause death. So it is called a fetal dose, 15 to 30 grams. Fetal period, the time in which usual death occurs or severe morbidity to death occurs is called fetal period. Fertility period or fetal period. This varies from 12 to 24 hours. That is the 1 day. Very crucial for the acute poisoning. It may be delayed for 3 to 5 days or even a week. May be delayed 3 to 5 or 7 days. Treatment: the stomach should be washed with 1% solution of the potassium ferrocyanide. This is a specific antidote against the copper sulfate poison. 1% solution of potassium ferrocyanide, which forms an insoluble compound of cupric ferrocyanide. It binds with the copper sulfate and forms the cupric ferrocyanide. Because it is very much effective against the copper sulfate. It binds copper sulfate and make it ineffective. That is potassium ferrocyanide. Bind with the copper sulfate and form the cupric ferrocyanide. Albumin form an insoluble albuminate of the copper and are very valuable. Albumins are very much helpful. These are given as a supportive treatment. Form an insoluble albuminate of the copper. Also an important treatment in the copper sulfate poison. Demulcent fluids are also necessary. Demulcents, as you know, the demulcents are in very oily things like the oil, ghee, butter. They form the coat around the wall of the stomach and prevent the touching of these lethal metals to the stomach. So they are called demulcents. Demulcent fluids are very much necessary as a supportive treatment for the acute metallic poisoning, like in the copper sulfate poisoning. So demulcent fluids are also very much necessary. Chelating agents. Chelating compounds are a specific medicine against the different. These are a group of specific medicine, and they function against the different metallic poisoning. These are the different, like penicillamine specifically, or British antilebizide, or EDTA, ethylene diamide tetraacetate are helpful and may be given against the copper sulfate. First penicillamine, then British antilebizide, then ethylene diamide tetraacetate. These three are functions very useful from numbers penicillamine, BAL and EDTA against the copper sulfate. They chelate the copper sulfate in the stomach and make it insoluble. So these are the agents which produce non-ionized cyclic complexes, chelates. The cations and such compounds can form stable, soluble, non-toxic complexes with the heavy metals. One is very much specific, that is penicillamine. One is specific with the iron. One is specific against the lead. So, but other are also useful, but one is very much specific in this group against the one is specific metallic poison. So in the copper sulfate, the penicillamine is very specifically. We have BAL and EDTA also helpful, but the penicillamine is not available in the emergency. So they form the stable, soluble, and non-toxic complexes with the heavy metals. Fetal dose, I think I described earlier, 15 to 30 grams. Fetal period 12 to 24 hours, may be delayed 3 to 5 hours treatment. Postmortem appearances, the skin may be yellow, death occurs, the patient could not be saved, What are the signs and symptoms on the top table in the mortuary? You see the dead body, the skin may be yellow due to the jaundice. Greenish blue froth may be coming from the mouth, be present at the mouth and angle of the mouth and nostrils. Bluish and greenish coloration of the garlic gastric mucosa and stomach contents is diagnostic. When you open the body cavity, when you open the stomach, there will be bluish or greenish coloration of the gastric mucosa and stomach contents is diagnostic. The mucous membrane is congested, inflamed, occasionally eroded in practice. Because very much irritant, like the H2SO4, very much irritant or very much corrosive. Then irritate the bowel, further bowel, duodenum, jejunum, and large bowel, ileum. Then the large bowel. First, it also act as a light corrosive action in the stomach. The mucous membrane is congested, inflamed, and occasionally eroded in the practice. The intestinal mucous membrane may show the same appearance as in the stomach. Also cause same corrosive and irritant effects on the intestinal mucous membrane. Appears the same as in the stomach. The liver may be soft and fatty. Chronic poisoning, that was acute. Now the chronic poisoning, the usual symptoms consist of a metallic taste in the mouth, a greenish line on the gums at the base of the teeth. Occupational exposure to copper fumes causes metallic fume fever with the upper respiratory tract symptoms, headache, fever, and myalgia. So these are the common signs and symptoms in the chronic poisoning. Occasional exposure of the copper fumes causes metallic line in the industries where it is separated from the other metals or other things. So raw copper, when it's separated, may extract the fumes. So these metallic fumes, fever with the upper respiratory tract symptoms, headache, fever, and myalgia. So gastrointestinal symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, colic, diarrhea, colic in the intestine. Colic means constriction or loop, like a loop twisting, like in the intestine, called colicky diarrhea, and constipation. Diarrhea with a colicky pain or the constipation. General signs of the progressive emaciation, that is the muscle loss, like anemia, malaise, and disability in the chronic conditions. So these are the chronic signs and symptoms in the advanced stage. The evidence of implication of the nervous system may also vary. Similar, peripheral neuritis with a wrist drop or a foot drop, like in the lead and other poisons. In the copper sulfate, you may also see the wrist or foot drop in some cases due to a neurological problem. It is due to the accumulation of the copper in the brain. Wilson disease may possibly occur in the chronic copper sulfate poisoning, a ring around the lens of the eye. No, sorry, this is not a ring around eye, that is something other disease. It is a Wilson disease. It is an autosomal recessive disorder. Wilson disease is an autosomal recessive disorder. It is caused by the defective hepatic excretion of the copper. The copper is not properly excreted from body. It is accumulated in the liver by the defective hepatic excretion of the copper. The serum, ceruloplasm depletes, it becomes low, resulting in excessive of the free copper. In the body, that free copper may cause the poisoning, because not properly metabolized in the liver, not properly excreted from the body, so it is accumulated in the body and causes poison. It results in copper-induced injury to many organs, especially the liver and the brain. That is Kaiser-Fisher rings. Pathognomonic sign may be visible in the cornea of the eye, that is either directly or on the slit lamp. You can directly see from the slit lamp examination as deposits of the copper in a ring around the cornea of the eye. That actually I am going to that is called Kaiser-Fisher rings. That is deposition of the copper around the ring around the cornea of the eye. When the Wilson disease, the targeted human parts in the human body, the liver, the kidneys, the heart, the eye, the brain, the blood, heme, and in the bone. Hepatomegaly in the liver, jaundice, acute hepatitis due to copper poisoning, fulminant hepatitis failure, sudden hepatitis in the very urgency is called fulminant hepatitis. Fulminant hepatic failure may occur. Portal hypertension may develop, bleeding varices in the liver, in the esophagus, lower esophagus. Cirrhosis of the liver you may see. So these are the all signs symptoms are due to the absorption in the liver and not properly metabolized in the liver. In the kidneys, proximal renal tubular dysfunction, it may cause the proximal renal tubular dysfunction. In the heart, it may be deposited in the valves of the heart, and the valves of the heart will not properly function. In the eye, the ring, Kaiser-Fisher rings, you may see them around the cornea and the eye. In the bone, arthritis, rickets in the children, arthritis in the adult. In the blood, in the heme, hemolysis occur, the RBC may be ruptured. The central nervous system, deterioration in the school performances, behavioral changes, in coordination, handwriting deteriorates, resting and intention tremors, resting tremors, dystonia, dysarthria, excessive salivation, mask-like faces, facets, and dysphagia. So these are the central CNS sign symptom in the chronic copper sulfate poisoning. That is the deposition of the copper sulfate in the ring of the cornea or in the eye. Fisher rings, Kaiser-Fisher rings in the eye. The medico-legal aspects, whether it is suicidal more, or homicidal is more than the suicide or the accidental. Copper occurs in some fungicides and some medicinal preparations. It also used in the medicinal preparations and fungicides, the antibacterial or antifungus displays. Copper sulfate is sometimes used to commit suicide. Very rarely, they are very bitter in taste, very bitter in taste, and not commonly not present in the powdery form, so not easily hurriedly taken as for the suicidal purpose. Make it powder, then used, and still used, but very rare for the suicidal purpose. It is not used for homicide due to its color and metallic taste. You cannot easily hide the taste and the color. In the food stuff, in the drinks, you cannot easily hide the taste and the color. But it's not easy to use as a homicidal purpose. So copper subacetate is formed by the action of the vegetable acids and improperly tied copper utensils. So the poisoning occurs, that is accidental. It may cause poisoning from the contamination of the food stored in the such vessels. So such vessels you may store food for a long time. So it may cause poisoning. So that is all about the copper sulfate poisoning, chronic and acute copper sulfate poisoning. Antidote is the acute poisoning, potassium ferrocyanide. It makes the insoluble form of the cupric ferrocyanide. So this is all about copper sulfate poisoning in the metallic section of the irritant poisoning. Thank you very much.